Hey everyone, welcome back to Miss T's classroom. Today we're going to learn how to draw a fashion figure, or what we call a croquis. We're going to do our vocabulary and then we'll go through step by step how to draw your own fashion figure. Remember, in our last video, a fashion illustrator uses techniques and sketches to communicate a specific fashion design. A croquis means sketch in French. In the world of fashion design, a croquis is a sketch of a fashion figure. A fashion flat is a sketch of a design as if it were lying flat, including all the details. And a silhouette refers to the line of the garment's overall shape. It can be used to alter a shape or emphasize and flatter a person's shape or body. Something symmetrical is when it's the same on both sides. A shape has symmetry if a central line can be drawn on it to show that both sides of the shape are actually the same. And a proportion is a comparison of two or more numbers, in this case two or more shapes that represent the parts of a whole, and in this case the parts of the body. So for this we'll need a ruler, a sharpened pencil with a good eraser, a black pen, loose leaf paper, and later on crayons or colored pencils. To make these croquis, you need different shapes in order to create them. So we need an oval, a circle, a rectangle, a trapezoid, and a triangle. Practice drawing these shapes before you start drawing your croquis. Okay, so in order for the drawing to be symmetrical and have good proportions, we have to create guidelines. On your loose leaf, you're going to use your ruler to create a straight line, and then you're going to draw or really outline every 3 lines, highlight every 3 lines on your loose leaf paper. Once you have finished drawing your lines, you're going to number your spaces. So as you can see, we've created larger spaces to work with. So you want to go up to the number 10. We really call this a 9 head or a 10 head, the figure that we're going to draw. Once you have numbered your spaces, you're going to fold your paper in half lengthways, and this lends itself to symmetry. The guidelines that we're making are for proportions, and then the middle central line that we just folded the paper in half to create is to make our drawing as symmetrical as possible. Okay, now that we've got our central line by folding it in half, we've got our numbers and our spaces. Now we're going to create a few more guides, which we're going to write in what we are drawing. So in the first space, we're going to write the word head. In the second space, halfway down, so in the middle of our second space, we're going to create one more line, and that is to give us where we stop or create for the neck. The next line down, line 3, exactly on the line, is where we're going to write the word waist. And then at line 4, you see me putting leg starts here. Okay, so we'll start with that. First, we start by creating the head. The head is an oval shape, and it takes up the entire first space. You want to try as best as you can to create symmetry. Then we're going to take our rectangle, a small rectangle, and create the neck. That line that we created in the middle of the second line will start where our shoulders begin, and we use a trapezoid for that. Again, try to make sure that you get it as symmetrical as possible. You're going to see me adjusting the lines and erasing. You can go ahead and erase to make sure that you get a good shape and that it's as symmetrical as possible. I'm adjusting to make sure that the shoulders aren't too big for the body. The next area that you're going to create is the waist and the hip area, and that again is a trapezoid facing the other direction. Now for the legs, believe it or not, this again is a trapezoid, but they're really long, so you want to come down to about line 7 or 7.5 to get to where the knees are going to begin. And you want to write that in so you know for the next time you draw something. In the center, you see me drawing a line so that I can create the legs. So once we create that diagonal for the legs, moving in towards the central line, then you're going to write just a little tiny bit on either side of the central line, draw 2 straight lines to make the legs. Then from the knee down to the ankle, you're going to do half an oval. Now you don't want to make this oval too wide. You want to make it a little narrow. And then right at the bottom for the feet, you're going to draw 2 tiny trapezoids for the feet. Once that's done, you're going to connect the legs with a straight line down to the ankle, the inner legs with a straight line down to the ankle. Okay, so now most of the body is done using the shapes that we have talked about. I'm erasing out the words trapezoid so that I can draw the arms. So now the arms are rectangles coming out from the shoulder. So you want to be able to create a reminder for yourself of where the armpits should go so that your arms don't become really, really wide or too wide for the body. That's again, we want to talk about proportion. So you see me writing in armpits there. And then we're going to connect those lines towards the hip area. Okay, once we've completed the body, awesome, you can draw in any other places that you want to remember, like where the hands go. And then you're going to take your black pen, or what really works is a very thin Sharpie. I didn't have one at this point, but you want to outline the entire body with your black pen. So if you don't have a very thin pen like Sharpie, then you can use a black pen. Make sure you're just outlining the outside. We're not doing any of the lines that are inside of the shapes. So just the outside of your drawing, just the outside outlines. Once you've outlined the entire croquis, you're going to, with your black pen, you're going to then erase all of the lines that are inside of the shapes. So that gives you a clean area for you to be able to draw your clothing. So we'll do something with this in part 2, but there you have it. Take your time when drawing your croquis. Make sure that you line up your lines, that you make sure that you do your guidelines. It's very important that you try to get it as symmetrical as possible. So basically, we've now created a template or an example that we can use over and over again to create our designs. So you'll be able to bring your designs to life, the things that you think about, by using this template. So save this and put it away in a folder in a place where you can keep it nice. And in part 2, we'll move on with the process. So I'm really excited. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys.